everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Half Hour Happy Hour Ladies
Night!
I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Allison Hayslip.
I'm Maude Garrett.
And for the next 30-ish minutes, we are sipping booze and spitting news.
Except it's no news. We are going to be commiserating and celebrating as we say goodbye to the best dang podcast that you put your sweet ears into.
As she drinks her White Claw. Yeah. And of course, we would be nothing without Tom, all the nicknames, Krajewski.
Hi. I've got another nickname for him on our last episode.
What is it?
That's right.
Tom, all the nicknames, birthday boy Krajewski.
Birthday boy.
You remember 2 days later.
Yeah, so Maude and I sent Tom cupcakes today because we were like, you know, when it was mine and Maude's birthday, we brought in cupcakes to the studio recording, but we didn't can't have a studio recording this time around because of, #coronavirus. So we postmated Tom cupcakes today.
The cupcakes were great. I took a photo, so maybe we'll post it. But I did get a note from you guys, and I'm just surprised. So if you remember,
it says "Happy birthday, Tom. Love, Allison and Maude."
And how much did this cost? This extra piece of paper?
That note cost $1.25.
It's the coronavirus scams. They're coming out.
Look at that beautiful calligraphy on there.
For those of us who are listening to us audibly,
those of us that are listening to us,
those of you who are listening to us, I'm on bourbon number 3 at this point, guys.
Nice. Happy Saturday.
We are also we're recording our Zoom session, so you can also watch the video of this.
Well, hello.
That will be posted somewhere, and we will put out. Yeah.
Put out. We will put out.
We will put out.
We will put out.
Tom, all Tom does is put out.
I'm just gonna shimmy.
Hey.
I'm just gonna shimmy through this whole episode.
Why did you have more bourbons before this?
Because, first
just waiting for us to log on.
Yes. No. First, I had a drink with my family. My family has now done regular Saturday happy hours where we Zoom with each other and have a drink. Wow. And then after that, my friend celebrated his 40th birthday party.
Thanks.
Oh wow!
We all had a Zoom meetup and had a drink for that.
Oh,
and
fun!
Now I'm doing this, you guys, with you. God.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to see your quarantined faces.
Aww.
Yeah, right. Of course, we kind of broke quarantine and did our podcast 2 weeks ago or something.
But that was before it was like a do not leave your house. Yeah. That's when it was like we're a little concerned.
Right.
I still have my hand sanitizer.
Oh. Yes, spray those hands. I have to make an apology to Tom. Speaking of when we recorded last time.
Oh, do you?
I do. When we recorded last time, I kind of gave you a hard time for wearing your winter gloves. And then
Funny.
Literally a week and a half ago when I had to go grocery shopping, I wore my winter gloves. I was like, I don't care. I feel so much better with these gloves on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I've had latex gloves in my kitchen for probably 5 years. I went to Costco 5 years ago, and when I did this, Heather was like, "You're a mad crazy person," but I bought it so that I could do pork shoulder rubs and all this meat stuff, and I did some butchery, and so I just was at Costco, and so I was like, I guess I'll buy a bunch of these snap latex gloves. So we still have, because how often do I actually barbecue? So we still have a bunch of them. So every time I go to the grocery store, I'm like, plap, plap, done.
Oh, that's so smart.
I haven't been to the grocery store in about a week.
Oh, really?
I
just went this morning to get
How was it? What is it like out there?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I should say this on the podcast because it's kind of like a little secret special thing, but I might have even told you about it, Allie, because you're near us.
Yeah.
The secret power move is the farmer's market at the Grove is still open.
I went.
It's still open.
Yeah.
I went. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic because there's not that many people there.
Correct.
And there's all these there's a butcher shop, there's a fishmonger, there's
a poultry place.
Shops.
Yep.
So I went because the one thing that I never am able to get when I go to Ralph's and stuff is eggs. They're always out of eggs.
Really? I didn't even think that they would have eggs at the poultry place. That makes so much sense.
I walked up and I was just saw the eggs and I was like, oh, can I get a dozen eggs? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, they had a bunch. So I was like, can I get 2 dozen? And they were like, yeah. you can get as many eggs as you want. We're a poultry place.
Yeah, because no one knows that this exists now.
It's because they actually closed down all farmers markets. So we even thought, I bet you they closed down the farmers market, but it's not. They closed down pop-up farmers markets.
I get it. Guys, my diet has gone to shit. I am eating only processed foods. I forget what a vegetable tastes like, and I'm drinking every night, but 2 out of 23 days.
I have already gone through one entire thing of bullet bourbon. I kept calling it my quarantine bourbon. I've kicked it. I'm on bottle number 2. I'm like, how did that happen? We lost Tom.
It's quarantine to drink.
Tom just left.
Tom just like, fuck that.
Tom
I'm out of here.
Walked off.
Yeah, damn it.
He's coming back. He's coming back with another bottle.
It's show and tell.
Wait,
Allison,
Tom, that's the big one.
Yeah, I've gone through a few of these.
A few?
Yes, a few. Because I've been here for a while. But this is the bullet, and that's why I keep going to the store, by the way, because I have to keep getting more. I should just buy more when I'm there, but.
I don't want to say how many bottles I've gotten, but I'm back into white wine because red wine, as I had recently discovered, I am allergic to. And the hangovers after 2 glasses are becoming unbearable because I'm drinking all the time.
Yeah.
So I've switched to white wine also because I've started drinking earlier where white wine tastes better.
I have to show you guys something, so I'm going to walk off real quick. Continue to talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
I just had the semi-epiphany. It's not an epiphany. I've been thinking about it for a long time. But I drink a lot. And I started drinking red wine, like really loving.
We're on a show called the Half Hour Happy Hour.
If
we weren't
this is why we started it.
That's why we started it, so we can drink.
But I will legit. I've gotten into the rhythm now where I'll legit kill a bottle of red wine by myself and then open the second bottle just to top off the evening. I've been doing that every single day since we've
then you have to finish the second bottle the next day or it goes bad.
Well, and that's the problem. You get into the loop because you finish the half bottle. That's not enough wine.
No.
You gotta open the next bottle.
Another bottle, and then you kill that bottle and you're like, great, I feel like equilibrium has been restored.
All right.
So I told myself that next week, during the week, I'm going to go no booze.
Sure,
really?
Of course, that means I can drink so I had the Melrose Umbrella Company, which is near me. They do take home or delivery cocktails.
Booze, right? You have to order a taco.
You have to order some food or like French fries or whatever.
Yeah, and then they let you
They literally sell a 9-serving old fashioned.
Wow,
like 9
what?
Servings, 750 milliliter of their old fashioned. I got it last night. Heather had 2 of them and was like, "This is too sweet." I killed the whole bottle.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's amazing.
Wait, how much? Wow. Okay.
Okay, wait. We just threw an Aristotle into our. But everyone, Podcat is here. Aristotle's here.
What this is, we're recording Zoom, and Zoom can let you go between the big picture of who's talking, but also gallery view. So if you guys actually click up into the corner, you can have speaker view or gallery view. Gallery view means we're all here at once. And I was like, Aristotle, nah, bruh, you got to get in on this because people love seeing reactions to things. And I feel like as a podcast, people have only listened to you. It'd be awesome to see more.
He's here.
But I also apologize in the chat. I have been saying life rips and lit potato a whole lot more, and this is now part of my vernacular. I'm doing the shuckers. I don't know where that came from, but it is my identity now.
Yes.
Lit potato.
Lit potato.
So this is
potato. I love all of this.
This is for all of us. Our listener Daniel, actually, he, before quarantine and everything shut us down and we couldn't record in the studio anymore. He sent us
before Corona.
Yeah, before Corona. He sent us a bottle of Polish vodka because he's from Poland.
Can I have a shot? Can I have a shot?
I'll put it in your mouth right now, girl. What? Anyway, via a lot of handoffs and texts, the bottle ended up arriving to my place. So, Daniel, we did get it. Thank you. I want to show it to you. Bison grass.
Somehow ended up at Allison's place.
Hey, it is still sealed. I am saving it for when I see you guys in person again.
All right.
Or if we're doing this for another 3 months, maybe I'll drink it. I don't know.
When
but it did arrive.
Gonna happen? How is everyone? I mean, I want to have a real conversation. I know half-hour happy hour is usually like zoo, lit potato. But how are you guys?
I don't think it's ever been lit potato, but
never,
yes, go on.
It's never been lit potato, but okay.
Not out loud, but in our hearts and in our ignited spuds.
There you go.
I want to know from you guys, how have you been coping with being stuck indoors? This is like our 3rd week straight. What are you guys doing apart from drinking? But like, I was super, super great the first 2.5 weeks, like 2 weeks.
I feel like our listeners definitely need an update on my West Wing binging.
Oh, absolutely.
That's very important.
I've personally been losing sleep, not hearing a daily
I know.
dose.
It's really important. I've made it I'm like deep into season 7. I think I have 15 to 17 episodes left of all of the West Wing. And this is within 3 weeks. That's 155 episodes if you're curious. So that's where I'm at. I know.
But that's good because I wish I had something. We just started watching Sherlock.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! You've never watched Sherlock, Alex?
So
but this is the best time to catch up.
This is what I'm saying. So here's the thing, which is I believe we did watch Sherlock, but it was so long ago that I'm like, did we watch Sherlock? So I remember. I don't want to give too much away. There's only one thing that I kind of remember, and I think it's the cliffhanger ending of season 1. But then we started watching it again, and I was like, does any of this seem familiar? And Heather, my wife, was like, I don't think so. And I was like, first off, we have fucked up on things. We started watching Fleabag. We watched the first 3 episodes of season 1, and then for whatever reason, we started watching the first episodes of season 2.
Oh, no.
We watched like season 1, episode 1, 2, 3, then season 2, episode 1. And I was like, man, that's a really creative film. I was like, was that person pregnant? Did that person die? Who is that guy? Why do they seem like this is and I was like, this is like a crazy time shifty flashback thing. Like this is like Lost style fucking flash forwards. But we were like, well, let's roll with it. And then I was like, I don't think this is the right. And so I hit pause, and it was like season 2, episode 1, and I was like, And then
that's a great series. Oh, but it's such a great series. I don't know how you just stop though. It's such a bingeable show where it's like they're only 22 minutes. It leaves you wanting more every single time. I have though those long book series that I'm into, like 16 books deep. The first time I was listening to Dresden Files, it doesn't clearly say on the cover what number the book is. I don't know why. They want to focus on the title and not the book number. So I listened to an entire book out of order. And it kind of does. Yeah.
That's why, I mean, Maude, you and I are both reading the Wheel of Time series. And every time
you are.
Oh. But like, I think I finished book 6 or I finished book 7. But like literally every time I go to get the next book, I double check like 12 times on the back cover to be like, this is the next one in the series. Because they don't make it super clear.
So when on Audible, you don't have that information.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I think this one's next.
Yeah.
Anyway. But I've been listening to a lot, which is why I'm going to do a little plug.
Do it.
Because we are in this, situation where we're catching up on things. My Quibi show, which should be out by now, is all about what to watch on streaming services. But I'm also on Geek Bomb doing a video cast like this, and it's all about what you're playing, watching, and reading. So I get to chat the video games that I was playing, the shows and movies that I recommend, and the books that I am reading. And oh my God, I need that for now. I just want to do things for me,
Yeah. I have found, and maybe you guys feel the same way, but it's hard to feel like you're not being productive sometimes.
That's my everyday, but go ahead. seriously. Go ahead.
Yeah. But I have to I give myself goals that I'm like, Allison, it's okay that this is your goal. Like, for example, one of my goals is finish watching The West Wing. And while watching The West Wing itself might not be productive, if it's getting me to the point of finishing a goal, it feels productive to me. And that's literally how I have kept myself sane over these last 3 weeks. It's like, give yourself a goal. Even if the goal itself, technically in the grand scheme of the world, isn't a quote unquote productive goal, just giving myself a goal to accomplish for the day or for the week or for the whatever keeps me sane.
We rearranged our furniture in the living room last night.
You did what in the living room?
I totally rearranged our furniture in the living room last night.
You know you're bored when.
Yeah, like full on move the TV, which by the way, it's an 85-inch TV, so it was a thing.
Drink.
But moving the TV, I don't know what that is, but I like it.
Oh no, we were all just drinking at the same time. I'm for it.
No, because he name dropped technology. You drink when he name drops technology.
Okay, well then that's good to know because you guys are gonna be drinking. But yeah, no. So I moved like all the stuff around, and then we moved our couch, we moved all this crazy shit around, and it was super fun because it was like, hey, box checked. We did that. We rearranged our entire living room in one sitting.
I know that like I'm the most productive I'll ever be in my life when I have to do my tax return, because that is something that I want to do the least. And I start finding out other things that I really have been putting off and don't want to do, but is still marginally better than doing tax. So when that's due, my bedroom is sparkling. I've sorted out like, my sock and underwear drawer, like everything is just immaculate so that I don't have to do the worst thing ever. And I feel like here it's like, there's just like nothing to do. And so Alison, I agree. If you get up, you have that checklist, and it could be do the washing, unpack the dishwasher, but even like get dressed, have a shower. And when you tick that off, you're like, yeah.
You guys, look, I put on a bra. For this.
Finally, Allison.
I haven't put on a bra in like 3 weeks, but for this recording, I was like, I'm putting on an actual top and a bra. I still don't have real pants on. They're still sweatpants.
That's amazing.
But still, you're right. Just something as simple as like putting on real clothes.
I was actually kicking around the idea because I've been looking into virtual production, like using because I have all this name dropping technology. Get ready. I have all this like VR equipment and shit, and like a bunch of stuff from the studio where I work. And so I was like, I've always wanted to. Oh, Maude.
I had to open it so fast because you're about to drop a line.
So So I wanted to figure out. So I figured out how to do virtual camera tracking in Unreal Engine. Yeah, cool. So I can do like virtual cameras and all that stuff. And I joined this like virtual production Facebook group that this guy runs. It's really great. Anyway, but one of the things that I've been kicking around the idea is to put on a quarantine film festival.
Ooh,
nice. A 48-hour film festival.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So one of my closest friends ever actually has written and directed her first feature film, and she was accepted into a London film festival, and then quarantine hit. And she is out like $15,000-$20,000 trying to promote her film.
It's the same thing with South by Southwest. Well, I knew people that had films in South by. Thankfully, I don't know if I know it's limited, but I think Amazon Prime Video is going to release and do a sort of like South by Southwest film light, so you can actually watch a bunch of those.
That's what I was going to ask, Alex. Is your quarantine film festival films to watch while in quarantine, or films that are made while in quarantine?
So the idea is to start a 48-hour challenge, because people do these like 48-hour film festivals where it's like you have to make a short film. It has to be this long. You have to use these elements, whatever it is. And then say you have 48 hours to submit. But then, because I figured with everybody sitting at home and not doing anything, I was like, I could probably get some like fancy friends in the entertainment industry that would like be judges for this. And I was like, and I know there are filmmakers and performers that are sitting around with no specific artistic goal currently.
Right,
and so I was like, why don't I just fucking do it? Because I heard somebody say something about a quarantine film festival, and I was like, yeah, why don't I just put that on? Like,
why do you think TikTok's so popular right now? I mean, everyone's jumping on TikTok because you're literally making 15 to 45 second videos from home from boredom.
Yeah. Totally.
By the way, follow me at Maude Garrett. What?
Oh my God, you actually joined TikTok?
I did.
Wow.
I've been putting up a couple of things. I put up one sketch, and it's the only one that I've done, and I put it up and I left it up for 45 minutes before I deleted it because it got 2 likes, and I was like, I've never done a sketch before. I don't think people are getting it. But I dressed up as Carol Baskin from Tiger King, and I did a vlog on my TikTok pretending that I was doing one of her vlogs that she did, and I was
while you're riding your bike.
Hey, cool cats and kittens. Yeah.
That's it. I was like, hey, all you cool cats and kittens. It's Carol Baskin here from Big Cat Rescue. Today we're doing, and then I had this like whole bit there where it was just like, usually my husband speaks for me in interviews, but he's not here. Where is my husband? And then it was kind of like, yeah, we're all asking that same question. Where is your husband? And not that husband. Oh, and then it was like, she kind of stopped the interview. But I got so embarrassed that I did sketch comedy because I never do that. But quarantine, yeah, and so I deleted it, so no one's ever seen it. But also, can we talk about Tiger Kings as well? Though?
Yeah, yeah.
Tiger King, like, how did that come out at the exact right time? Like, it dropped the day we all got quarantined, and I don't think Netflix did that on purpose. I think it would just happen to be the most miraculous timing ever, and it's the thing that like everyone got to rally behind as soon as we were all locked in our homes.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Not getting anything. I'm just closing the door. Love it.
Because what happened with this show is that all of a sudden our lives were no longer normal. We were locked inside. It was quarantine. We're all a little bit paranoid and like worried about what was going on in the events. Watching this show made everything feel so normal again because this is the most batshit crazy thing ever. But I really want to discuss something that is super important that I found out during my research. And that is Carol Baskin follows Alex Albrecht on Instagram.
On Instagram?
Way to go, Alex.
Oh my God.
First off,
is there something you're not telling us, buddy?
Let me double check. Secondly, I'm very good at Instagram. I'm not actually at all. I love the fact that she follows me on Instagram.
How did you find out that?
Yeah, how did that happen?
Because I follow you on Instagram, and then it will show who you have in common, and it lists it all down of who she's following, and it puts the ones that I'm following first. Carol Baskin follows you, Alex. Are you one of her cool cats and or kittens?
You know, not as much as you think. The problem is you got to watch out because there's a whole bunch of fake Carol Baskins.
Right, that is true too. Is this a real Carol Baskin?
Yeah, that's the thing. How do you know who the real
Wait,
Carol Baskin? You stand up.
Are you her dead husband?
Oh my God!
Reinvent yourself as Alex Albrecht?
That would be amazing. First off, can we just talk about the fact that I was like that guy who was like talking to? I don't know how much spoilery we can get into on the fucking Tiger King. Not so much.
Yeah.
But the fact that one guy, like his like buddy that worked with him, the husband that then disappeared, the fact that like the day before he disappeared, he was like, if I pull this off, it's going to be the craziest.
It's all insane. Everything's insane.
Oh, guys, I think Carol Baskin's deleted her Instagram now that.
I was going to say nothing like popped up. I was going to say, and this is not, this is not really a spoiler alert, but the fact that her wedding photos to her now husband get shown on the show, and her now husband is dressed as a caveman in their wedding photos, is the least memorable thing about this documentary.
Yes. Hold on, can we talk about the fact that he's led around by a chain around his neck?
That's what I mean. Like,
oh my God.
Remotely one of the things that's discussed in this documentary. It's insane.
It's because there's too much good stuff.
I gotta say though,
terrible stuff.
She was really pretty when she was younger. I gotta say, like they were showing the old pictures of her. Like Carol's a hottie, man. Yeah. Like her ex-husband picked her up on the side of the road. I would have pulled over for her too, man.
We know, Tom. We know. We know.
Classic Tom. Hey, crying in the rain, I see.
So I wanna start some of the goodbye emails we've got, because we didn't get through all of them on our last show, and we made a promise that we'd get through most of them on this episode. So we'll just start. I'll just start reading these, and conversation takes us somewhere. It takes us somewhere.
I like it.
But Alex, you've already been mentioned in so many of the
that's so sweet.
goodbye emails. Okay, so here, this one's just entitled "Thank You." It is from Brian. It's from Japan, Brian.
I was gonna say, I was like, which Brian?
This is an important one.
He
says,
Japan,
"Hey,
Brian.
Allison, Tom, Maude, and Alex."
Oh, sweet. Thank you, Japan, Brian.
You're there.
Yeah.
Hi, Brian. It feels weird sending in one final email to the podcast, just as it must feel weird for all of you that you are recording your final episodes.
It didn't until now.
I know. I totally agree.
Brian!
But it is bittersweet, as I am happy for all of you and your continued success. As I write these words, I can't help but think about all that has happened over the past 5 years. It's a funny thing, really. Allison and Alex started this podcast because they wanted to create something together in Alex's garage. It started with 2 friends, and with Tom, they became 3.
Should I be playing some like memories music or something?
Yeah. Just hum something in the background. And it never stopped growing from there. As you started sharing your lives with us, we started to share ours with you. It continued to grow from there. You held annual SDCC meetups. We started sending in food and gifts during the holidays for Drunksmiths.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, my friends.
And a few years down the road, we were lucky enough to spend time with Maude as a regular host.
Aww.
Over time, you built something incredible that I don't think anyone was expecting. None of us were expecting this. And even though there will be no more regular episodes, what the podcast became will endure. Because the half-hour happy hour is more than weekly episodes or editions. It is a community. And for that, I have no other final words other than a simple thank you. Your friend, Japan Brian.
Oh,
thank you, Japan Brian.
Was his first email,
faves.
Was it the one that we called him Japan Brian because he was talking about being on a flight?
When the earthquake hit Japan.
When the earthquake hit Japan?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. Yeah, I remember that. Talk about super random when I bumped into him. And I think it was post our first Comic-Con, so we had met. So, like, I knew him.
Right.
Like, I knew what he looked like. And then randomly bumped into him at a bar in Carmel.
So weird.
Like, he like walked out and I'm like sitting there with my in-laws and I like look over and I'm like, what's up? Like, what are you doing here?
I feel like I remember you describing it as like when you're in school and you see your second grade teacher out of the classroom. You're like, how are you here?
Like, why are you in this bar right now?
Yeah.
Super fun.
Actually, I'm going to jump to another email.
Well, before we do that, I think that's actually a really cool point because Alex has mentioned that a story that was read out 5 years ago has stuck with him this entire time. Is there a particular letter or an email, that someone has written in that you will always, it will always sit with you? And while you guys think about that, mine is the guy who wrote in about his friend or relative that raised a goddamn fucking cub in the shower.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh
Memorable.
my God. When they were telling that story, it was just like, everything about it was wrong. And I felt like actually affected afterwards because, sorry, Alex.
Wow.
I know it because it still sits with me. Basically, this guy who was like kind of down on his luck, I think it was a cousin or something, wanted to have a pet and he found a cub basically and kidnapped the cub.
Like
and
a
thought
bear
it was
cub?
Yes. And thought it'd be a really cool idea to raise it, but didn't want to like raise any suspicions or alarms. And then as every day continued, he realized he was a little bit out of his depth. So he raised it in a bathtub kind of thing and then locked the door, would come in and feed it and lock it again. And was like, actually, maybe I shouldn't have done this. This wasn't the best idea I'd had.
And then the bear got sick and died.
The cub king.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow, Maude, that's horrible. That's why it stuck with you.
I thought I decided to like get the pensieve and just get rid of that.
That's amazing.
But yeah, that
God.
one.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. We've just had so many good emails over the time.
Yeah.
I have one from the show, one of the shows that I was doing before. So I don't know if it's super fair, but it's probably the single email that I've received just sort of in my career that has always stuck with me. It was a firefighter in during the Katrina, the Hurricane Katrina.
Oh wow!
Disaster, and it was really heartfelt. Well, I was doing a show called Dig Nation at the time, and a lot like Half Hour Happy Hour. There's a lot of the soul DNA of Dig Nation in this show, which is drinking and bullshitting about stuff to help bring levity to the world. And he was a firefighter, first responder in Katrina, and he was saying that he was talking through the sort of like stuff that he had to deal with on a day-to-day, which was really, really atrocious. I remember one of the things that he had mentioned was that there was like a turkey truck that had gotten stuck, but and essentially it was bags of turkeys, and that they had all sort of like ripened and popped, and it was just like this whole, it was really, really gnarly shit. And he was like, one of the things that I just wanted, it was a lot like that. It was like, thank you for doing this because I see all this crazy shit during the day while trying to help people and during Hurricane Katrina, and I get to come home to the firehouse, sit down, put my earbuds in, and for an hour I forget about what's going on in my day. And that has always, I mean, I probably got that email almost 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything from the show.
I had someone, I got this letter that was kind of trying to suggest that maybe we should be pen pals, but it was sent to work. And so I got instantly suspicious. And when I read the first line, I threw the letter and like almost burst into tears. And my co-host on radio picked it up and read it aloud for everyone and said, hello, my name is something like Richard. I'm basically serving, I've served 4 out of my 22 years in the penitentiary, like, you know, facility. He was a criminal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was in jail and was just like, I listen to you every night. You're amazing. And I was just like, nah, I don't care if it's full of compliments. I do not need someone in jail thinking that he has that kind of accessibility to me. It was not cool.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if we're not talking about email specific to this podcast, I mean, this isn't an email. It was a fax when I was hosting the live Attack of the Show, and someone faxed in a marriage proposal.
Real question. What's a fax?
It's like an email, but on paper.
Oh, I thought it was like, you know, the truth. You lay down the facts. Yeah.
But yeah, no, this guy faxed in a marriage proposal that I read on live TV. So I basically said the proposal to his girlfriend, now wife, on live television. So that was always such a cool thing to be a part of.
That's cool. I really like that.
Really cool.
Oh, I get it now. I thought he was proposing to you.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying too.
No, he was proposing to his now wife, his then girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was proposing to you too.
Yeah. No. He
tell the story better.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
If somebody faxes you, you're live on
obvious,
TV,
like,
and somebody
since I
faxes
was
you
not
a marriage
married.
proposal, I'm assuming, well, I love that you were like, no, if somebody asked me to marry them on live TV, I would say yes and be married.
Right.
Like, no.
Like, he watched the show live with his girlfriend and faxed in the proposal, and so I read it. They got engaged, like, while they watched the live.
I just love that, like, the story of what's actually happening there is like they're watching TV and they're like, "Isn't this so great? This is great."
Yeah.
I gotta go send a quick fax. I'll be right back.
Did you see the?
I'll be in a second, honey. Promise.
She's like, that sounds like a marriage proposal.
There's something.
Is there an I in marriage? Is there an I? Never mind. No, don't worry.
There's something that came out recently. I saw it somewhere on the social medias, but a guy who's like clearly an animator, and he was screening like a new short he was working on, and he and his girlfriend are sitting there, and she doesn't realize she's being filmed, and what she's watching is sort of like a Disney princess-esque animated film, but it looks like them. And it goes through like the prince kissing the princess, and she wakes up, and he's like, and then he proposes to her on the screen, and then he proposes to her in real life, and the woman has no idea what's happening, and then she's
the whole cinema is filled with her friends and family,
yeah,
and everyone was
she's
in
like,
on it.
oh my god, these poor people, and he's like, no, they're in on it, and she turns around and sees it's all her friends and family. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole?
Okay. Yes. Wait, what?
We're all assholes, Maude. It's okay. No worries.
If I want a like ridiculous proposal, like above and beyond, not just like a, hey babe, what you think? Yeah. Like, no, not acceptable. Like, that's not okay.
It's almost like the Wolverine, like,
no. Did you, Alex? Were you just like, could be a good idea, maybe, if you're down?
So,
well, the proposal he did. That's a good story. I like.
I'll tell you the quick version of it, because I'm sure everybody on is maybe. Anyway, whatever. So my wife and I were living together and had been for years, and we would always sort of talk about, like, casually, like, what about this marriage thing? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, we'll think about it. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And one night, technically, my wife had been drinking, and so had I. But I was like,
what do you mean technically?
I think legally, all of the leads, she had been drinking. But so I was like, what do you think about this marriage thing? Blah, blah, blah. And she just goes, yeah, all right. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, like, so many more things. Like, let's, meh. Because I was like, no, I wasn't asking you to marry me. So then I was like, yeah. And then I was like, okay, let's be smart about this. Let's go get a ring. Let's make this, official. Like, let's do it up. So I went and went to Tiffany's because I was like, I'm an idiot, but I know Tiffany's is a thing. So I went to Tiffany's.
Beverly Hills Tiffany's, the one over at
Beverly
Rodeo?
Hills Tiffany's in Rodeo Drive. Yeah. And I walked in. They saw a sucker because that's Tiffany's. And it was really interesting because they had like.
They saw a sucker.
They had like little. Yeah, there you go. Boom. They had like little itty bitty engagement rings that was like $1,100, and then they had this giant thing that was $597,000.
No.
Yeah, and then they were like, because I go, well, what? Like, how much? And I just pointed to a thing, and I was like, well, like, how much is that one? And he goes, this over here is $1,100. This over here is $587,000. And I was like, so any of the range. Okay. Anyway, so I buy the ring. I'm coming home. I have the ring. I'm coming home, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk in. I'm going to give her the Tiffany's thing. I'm going to be like, hey, will you marry me? The whole 9 yards. I call her, and I'm like, oh, I picked something. I can't remember exactly how I put it, but I was like, oh, I got a gift for you. That's what I said. I said, or I got something for you. She heard I bought you a DVD player. I have no idea. I have no idea why she thought that. I just said, I picked something up for you. That's what it was. I picked something up for you. And what she heard, and by the way, it might have been because I was like nervous and the whole 9 yards. I might have just been like, and she was like, but she heard, I bought you a DVD player. So I show up to the house and she's like, where's the DVD player? And I'm like, what? And I hand her the Tiffany's bag and she goes, what did you do? And I like looked down and I was like, well, we had been talking, and I looked back and she had already taken the box out of the bag, unwrapped the box, opened the box, took the ring box out, opened the ring box, and was staring at the ring. Like that, like a ninja.
Aren't you supposed to? Yeah, okay.
I was just like, hey, and then I like literally was like getting something, and then I turned and she was like
getting the actual DVD player because you were like,
I was like, I got Blade 2. But anyway, so then she goes, so she looks at the thing, and then she looks at me and she goes, are you asking me something? And I was
my gosh!
It was all fucking weird. But I got like super fucking nervous. Like I couldn't say anything. I felt like an idiot. I was like, I don't know. And so I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess like,
if you want,
do you want to, should we get married? Would you like that? And then, of course, she said yes and put a ring on, and we cried. We opened a bottle of wine. We started.
And then they waited another 5 to 7 years to actually get married.
Oh yeah, we were engaged for like 5 years.
But your wedding, by the way, it was like massively
fucking
cool
awesome.
And set up and huge.
See,
I've only seen the video before I knew you, but it made up for the proposal.
Oh, I was there. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So this is my thing. I would rather an amazing proposal, but then elope.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
We started with elope. That was like our goal, and then it just built, and then we did.
But you didn't have a good engagement, so Alex, you needed the good wedding. Okay.
Yeah. Although then I will say, it was a couple days before we were leaving to go to London to do a live dignation in London in front of like 3,500 people, and I was thinking of doing a proposal like live because she was going to be there.
Oh,
that's cute.
Yes, but then I was like, oh man, fuck.
She already said
traveling
yes.
with a ring. Of course she would have said yes, but I was like, now I'm traveling with a ring. Can she? I was just like, I'll be such a nervous wreck. So I was like, propose before we leave, and then on the show, I told everybody, like I told Kevin and like the team that I had gotten engaged, and the entire audience gave her a standing ovation.
Yay!
Super cool. And then we like flew back upper class, which is like first class and like Virgin America. So it was like super fun, spoily.
Does that count? Does that count for because I was thirsty.
It wasn't tech.
Oh, as
it
a
was tech.
I was gonna ask what car did you have in your wedding, or what like equipment did you use? Was there a projector? I'm a bit thirsty. What do we got?
He did. Tell them about the movie. I'm gonna get a new drink.
Yeah. So we did have our in our wedding. We actually just showed a silent film that we created, and we had a friend of ours play live piano to it, and that was how we sort of set up the us coming out in things and getting married.
Okay, I'll drink. I'll drink to that.
Thank you.
That was the silent movie where you guys run up onto stage at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So you and Jerry, right?
Yeah, me and Jerry, and then Heather and Suzanne. And Ted.
Oh, yeah.
Ted married us.
Ted married you guys?
Yeah.
Ted ran me. All right.
I got another email again. It was like, hey, do you remember that it's your 5-year anniversary for being an officiant?
Mm.
And I was like, yeah, no, I totally forgot. And they're like, yeah, you can marry people. So if I wasn't working 12 hours a day, 6 or 7 days a week, I was like, is this the time? Because I feel like quarantine, you're either breaking up and getting divorced, or you're having kids, or, you know, you're scared of, tonight.
Hey,
like,
Maude, you need to
explain people.
But Maude, you need to explain your tweet from like a day or two ago where you were like listening to your neighbors break up.
Oh, I did not hear this. Go on.
Here's the deal between her name and David, because I don't know her name because he doesn't talk. She does all the screaming. We share a wall. I have lived here for 2 years and never heard them at all. I wasn't convinced we even shared a wall. I thought they were like forever away. Then all of a sudden I hear this like repeated noise, and I can hear TV, and then I can hear things, and I'm like, oh, they're home now. 2 days ago, there was a fight. And it was bad. And I am talking like she is screaming, and I can hear every word. Well, not every single word, but there was a whole lot of, fuck you, I fucking hate you, you fucking asshole. And then it'd be like no, fuck you. And something, it was her birthday, and it involved the couch. I think he sat on the couch her entire birthday, but it was like not okay. And then they went into separate rooms, but it sounded over. So I was like, cool. I'm listening.
Yeah.
You know, my neighbors break up.
Well, there's some stat, like when China came out of quarantine, on the day one, like 88 couples filed for divorce.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow. No, what? Massive. Yeah.
It's not, no.
I mean, look, it's close quarters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get what you're going to get.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember when I was 23, I believe 22 or 23. And the only ever time I've lived with a boyfriend, and we lived in a studio apartment. And so when we had a fight, I had to grab a book, and I went to the bathroom, and I sat down and I read, because it was the only other room basically that existed. But I wish I bought that apartment, because it was 1 street back from Bondi Beach, and the outside area, like the balcony, was as big as the entire apartment, and it was just so great. But to share that, guys, that was really tough. And I feel like that is the epitome and the personification of quarantine and lockdown.
I've always wanted to go to Australia, and I have not.
You haven't been to Australia?
No, I've always wanted to go.
I would love to go. Yeah.
I've been to New Zealand, which, by the way, Maude, I know is not Australia.
It's not. It's better sometimes. I just have to address the fact that an Aristotle, you may have to unmute yourself if you want to drop that F-bomb, but he just said fortify.
Fortify!
I don't even know what this is, but I'm in.
You got to drink every time he drops that one. Aristotle, though, if you want it to happen, I can't be your messenger. You said it twice?
Oh, yeah.
Say it, Aristotle. Say it. Say it, Aristotle.
Say it.
Say it. No.
Oh, we can't hear you. You're muted.
Say
I'm not recording, but fortify.
Fortify!
Yay! Guys, this is too much fun.
All right. Okay, we have to get through a few more emails.
Oh, yeah, please do. Please do.
All right, this one's from Ashley. It is entitled, "It's All Japan Brian's Fault, and I'm So Grateful." So I have this one
I
next.
think I even know what this is going to be about.
Yes.
I love it already.
Hello, you lovely HHHH crew. Wait for it.
Hello, Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
Hello, Maude, you delightful human.
Yay.
This is Ashley, and you may remember me as the girl wearing the Star Trek uniform with my husband dressed as Obi-Wan at SDCC. For the couple that didn't discriminate. And they
I know.
awesome.
And I was like, what's this about? And they're like, we love both. I was like, can't fault that.
Nope, they were amazing. I jumped in just over 2 years ago when I met Japan Brian, and he introduced me to the magic that is this podcast.
By the way,
that's right.
Like, Japan Brian, like
a marketing thing.
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we ever made actual money off of this podcast, we would owe him a commission.
Oh, yeah. You should just send him like one bottle of wine.
Yeah, we can do that. In fact, when he couldn't go to SDCC, I was the one that brought the photo of him dressed as Super Volcano for you all to sign.
Yes, I totally remember this.
Yep. That was awesome.
I loved nerding out with you all from all the things tech and science to movie quotes and theme songs. Transitioning to having Maude on the show was so easy, and she is truly a delight.
It's so.
By the way, I get compliments on my what dress all the time. There you go. She's giving you the she's giving you the lit potato, Ashley.
Oh, that's sick.
Allison Space has literally saved me from Pennywise nightmares. And Tom, I think my hubby is trying to match your arms, and I'm not upset.
Woo!
I saw Tony Danza do it on Who's the Boss back in the 80s.
I didn't know you could do that through a sweatshirt. I know.
That's how big my arms are, man.
Listen, anyone who's listening to just the audio version of this needs to watch the video version of this just for that moment.
Whoa.
Yeah, you're overselling it, but yes, okay.
And she says, I'm very much looking forward to reading Primer as well. There you go, Tom.
Well, thank you. It's great to hear. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually still have about 20 episodes left from the very beginning, so I'm using them to continue to brighten my Mondays for a little bit longer. It is definitely lessening the blow right now, so I'll probably send a sad drunk email in like 3 weeks when I've run out. We'll still be drunk by then. It's fine.
Yeah.
I am so excited that things are going well for you all. Look forward to continuing to support, consume, and wear anything you put out.
Aww, that's amazing.
Where?
So yes, it is Japan Brian's fault that I'm feeling this loss, but it is so worth it. By the way, I live in Oxnard and would love to grab a drink with you all in LA, or perhaps some wine tasting in Santa Barbara.
Yes, I was going to say, it's on the way there.
Listen, I have sailed out of Oxnard.
There you go. You have what?
I love that Allison just said, there you go. Like it was a normal thing. And then her brain caught up and she went, wait, what the fuck?
What? You did what out of Oxnard?
Totally. That was like preemptive. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, there you
guys,
go. Wait, what?
She says, and I bet Japan Brian would come too. He's moving back to California. But I digress. BID.
Yes.
BID.
That's awesome, man. That's great.
Well, we'll have to run into Japan Brian and Ashley like our second grade teacher out in the wilderness.
Yeah, totally.
With much love, Ashley.
Oh, that's
cool.
so
Thanks,
great. Ashley, you're the best. That's tight.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
I've started getting obsessed with the idea of buying a catamaran.
Oh, that sounds like something you would do.
I'm drinking.
So, like really?
Continue, Alex. Continue.
Like, and not a small catamaran, like a 55-foot catamaran.
Like something we could live on during the zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
Quarantine-a-maran.
Quarantine-a-maran. Oh my God! By the way, if I end up pulling the trigger and doing this, I'm gonna totally name it something like.
No, the best name for a boat is
Bodie McBo. Oh,
it's Maude.
I say Bodie McBoatface.
Because in my accent, it sounds like moored, like a moored boat. Maude. A boat is moored. A boat is moored.
Moored.
I will type it.
Yes,
I see what you're saying.
Maude.
So you say moored instead of Maude.
Maude.
Moored. Yeah.
Maude and Maude are the same pronunciation for me.
Then yes, because if we're mooring, and it's called Maude.
Maude.
You've Maude.
You guys physically can't say my name properly, can you? Maude.
Maude.
Nah.
So wait, how do you? Okay, so say it, and then I'm gonna.
I'll do it ASMR. Hi guys. Hey, my name is Maude.
Maude.
Alex is the closest.
So, Alex, are you
because I'm just saying Maude.
Maude.
Yeah, that's it, Allison.
Maude. I'm saying moored without the R.
By the way, I love that Allison's like getting closer to camera to be more clear.
Maude.
Anyway, long story short, I haven't bought one, but I'm super like this is.
Are you gonna wait for Tesla to make one? Is that why? Tesla's
He wants an electric catamaran.
Funny that you say that because electric motors are the new thing in sailing because you don't need diesel.
That's all I hear about these days. Yeah.
You don't need diesel engines, and when you're sailing when you're under sail and you're basically wind powered, the drag can reverse and charge back the battery pack. And so Tesla
really
should, well,
wow.
yeah, some of the higher end ones, but yes, Tesla should be making boat motors.
So you're all set.
So just
thank God.
Straight, that was the last 4 years of the podcast. Just checking.
I was gonna exactly. I was gonna say
Basically.
thank God we didn't make it through the last episode without talking about Tesla.
It worked. It worked.
By the way,
Alex, fill us in on Bitcoin.
My neighbor has girl, don't even get me started about Bitcoin right now, Allison. So many things.
What?
But my neighbor across the street has a Model Y.
Why?
It's super good.
Ask her.
Because I love you.
Aww.
MOUSE. Is that the Mickey Mouse Club song?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I love that you just sang it, and then we're like, "Is that the Mickey Mouse?"
I'm like,
Club?
that's it. You guys,
Who's singing that?
100%. This is a true story. I wake up this morning. I have a voicemail from my grandmother who called me at 7:45 in the morning on a Saturday. I was like, okay, thank God my phone was on silent at that point. So I get up, I get myself awake, I call her back. We have a whole conversation, and then we're getting off the phone, and she goes, Allie, do you want to sing a song together? And I'm like,
amazing.
I know. Yeah. I go, of course, Mama. She's 96 years old. So I'm like, if Mama wants to sing a song with me, of course I'm going to sing. Yeah, I know, Maude. It's amazing.
That's the cutest thing I've ever had.
I go, what do you want to sing? And she goes, how about God Bless America?
No,
amazing.
I'm like, okay. So we start singing. I don't know all the words to God Bless America.
Guys, what is this song?
God
it's like,
bless America, land that
I thought that was a parody.
Yeah.
I thought it was a parody song.
It is these days.
Fake song. It is.
I literally don't know the words after that part, and I'm just like going along with my grandmother.
And she had no idea?
No, she knew
great.
every word.
No, I mean, she didn't know that you were not singing.
Nope,
Yeah.
I just like mumbled along with her, and I was like, I got it.
Can I sing an Australian song? I just want to know.
Oh, please.
So you guys know how ridiculous your songs sound to me, and then I'm just like, what's the song equivalent? And I've got it. It's called, I don't know. I think it's called "Give Me a Home Among the Gum Trees" because that's the first line of the song.
I'm sorry. Wait.
I'm so excited.
Don't brush over that.
It's not the Kookaburra song, is it?
Home among the gum trees?
That is the first line, if you're ready.
Perfect.
Give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees, a sheep or two and a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, a veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair.
Sheep or two or a
jaunty
kangaroo?
tune, isn't it? That's got some pep. That's got some 1920s pep in it.
That's way happier than God Bless America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's the difference between Australia and America. We're just like counting shit that we own. It's like the Alex song. Well, I got that.
I've got my Tesla and solar. Gonna buy a 52-inch catamaran. Hey!
Oh my God!
I've got a song for your catamaran if this is becoming our musical quarter. Catamaran, I ran so far away. You're welcome. Yeah.
There you go.
That's good.
Can you call your catamaran Iran?
Oh.
It's Iran, my catamaran?
But is it Iran like IRAN? And then weird? Yeah,
or is it just, or is it Iran so far away?
No, catamaran, so far away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know what? We'll brainstorm.
We'll work on it.
I ran so far away.
Yeah, that was literally.
What's the sale?
All right, I want to get to one or two more emails because we're getting.
Oh,
yes, please. No, we got emails.
Yeah, we don't have. I can't read them all. We're already at almost an hour of this thing.
This is dangerous because I'm just about to finish this entire bottle of wine.
And then you're gonna open another bottle and cap it off.
I've got to go have my evening. Then I've got to have another bottle of wine for my evening.
You guys, I'm gonna go watch at least 4 or 5 episodes of The West Wing after this. Come on.
I gotta watch Sherlock.
This one is from Roger, and it says farewell to HHHH. Hello, HHH team. It's Roger.
Hi, Roger.
Hi, Maude, Allison, and Tom. I am a 4.5 year long.
Roger.
Okay, he didn't know you were gonna be here.
Yeah, you're surprised.
Oh God, you guys, my computer's on low battery now too. Shit. All right.
You don't have it plugged in? Okay, continue.
I don't because I have no good lighting
it's all
over
good.
there.
Read the email.
All right. I wanted to get one last email in before you all take that long walk into the sunset. As with all your other listeners, this podcast has been the highlight of my Mondays. I don't know what I'm going to do when you're gone since I don't listen to any other podcasts.
Aww.
I'll call you every Monday morning and talk for a half hour.
There you go. Alex read the first email I sent you guys about 4 years ago when I shared a little too much information about how stifling laughs while listening to your podcast at work has led to many near accidental farts.
Yes, I remember this email. Oh my God, it made me so happy.
That's amazing.
He says, BTW, it still happens.
Nice.
But my favorite moment was on an episode, in all caps, when Alex read another one of my emails. When Allison heard Alex say my name, her response was, "Ooh, I'm excited." That was because she was planning on thanking me at the end of the episode for donating to her LLS campaign. I totally remember this. That's the first time that a woman has gotten excited by the mere mention of my name.
Roger.
BID, long story long.
Nice, long story long.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you for all the laughs, science, and stories over the years. I've become super popular at HHHH. I'm excited to hear you're still thinking of doing things together, and I look forward to seeing what you guys get up to in the future. Also, thank you for validating my existence by reading so many of my emails on the show over the years.
Cute.
It almost feels like I'm losing a friend. Even though I never had the opportunity to meet any of you in person. Farewell. I wish you the best. Roger, pronounced Roger.
Roger.
In Australia, Roger is Roger, and there is a famous ad from Schmackos. Do you guys have Schmackos? The dog treats?
No.
So dogs go wacko for Schmackos, and
of course they do.
They do claymation ads, and there's this woman who's trying to get her dog to do a trick for a treat, and she goes, the dog's name's Roger, which is why I'm bringing it up. And it's like, Roger, get in the bath. It is bath time, Roger. So anytime I hear Roger, it is bath time. Get in the bath, Roger.
Was that guy's bear cub named Roger, probably?
I forget the bear cub's name.
Get in the bath, Roger.
All right. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm gonna read this one, and then I'm gonna go get my battery charger because I'm scared my computer's gonna die.
Okay.
This is entitled.
Just get the plug. You live.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. I'm gonna go get it after I read this email.
Oh, you're calling it a battery charger.
I said battery charger. Yeah. This is entitled "Sad to See You Go," and it's from Aaron. Aaron.
Aaron.
Not Aaron, but Aaron. Can you hear how it's different?
Aaron.
But can you hear how it's a completely different word? Aaron and Aaron. Aaron.
You mean Aaron? I hear you.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron, not Aaron.
Aaron.
Aaron's a woman's name. Aaron. Go on.
Aaron.
It also sounds like I gotta go out and buy something.
You gotta go run an errand.
Aaron.
Yeah.
No.
He says,
Maud's like, oh, I hate all of this. Go.
Hello, 4-H family. Awesome Allison, magnificent Maude, Tom the Titan, and the ever mysterious Podcat.
Say hi, Aristotle.
I'm Aaron, longtime listener, first and last time emailer. I wanted to thank you all for great additions. You kept me sane. There you go. You kept me sane during the hours in my cubicle and helping laugh when I was doing relief work with FEMA in Puerto Rico after the hurricane.
Oh, wow.
Dude.
Whoa.
That's cool.
I'm sad to see you go, but glad you could do it on your own terms. I wanted to share a crazy travel story that will hopefully make you laugh.